Inside the actor's studio. Theater and film, recorded in front of a live studio audience. I'm your host, James Lipton, Jr. Tonight's guest is one of the most decorated and controversial members of the Academy. And significantly, tonight marks the 20th anniversary of his graduation from the prestigious Brown University Trinity Laboratory Company Acting Program in Providence, Rhode Island. By any definition, this is a significant crossroads, as we welcome to our stage an actor who's received many accolades. A Tony Award for his portrayal of Sir John Falstaff on the Broadway. He was nominated for an Academy Award for his portrayal of President Ulysses S. Grant in the biographic epic Grant. His Choice Awards have honored him as one of America's most slimeable actors. And Sir Conan O'Brien called him the funniest douchebag in Hollywood. Please welcome Ian McNeely. Fuck is that? That's how you're gonna start my episode with a stupid fucking joke? You know how many fucking interviews I gave this year? None. Stupid jokes, or the count stays at 0 and you can add me in with a hologram or some shit. Don't use that technique. We're starting over. Just ask me a question. What was your childhood like? Oh, my childhood was just peachy keen, James. Thanks for asking. I grew up a poor white child in the mountains of Idaho, where my mom cleaned other people's houses, and my dad taught me the power of rock and roll. Now, we didn't have a lot, but we were very happy, because we made jokes. Yeah, when the times got bad, we stayed very happy because we had lots and lots of jokes. My dad used to drive us around in the McNeely family automobile, and he'd say, "Look, kids, it's a mall. Write a song about it." And to this day, I can still make up random songs about shit I see off the top of my head. Right now, I could write a song about you and sing it in front of all these people. Yeah. I'm not gonna do that. But I could. My dad taught me the only thing I need to make it in this world. That being a McNeely man means being funny. I'm a funny kind of guy. I got a funny disposition. Acting. How does he do it? With style. The difference between me and you is I make this shit look good. Will Smith said that. Rest in peace. I went to classical acting school. I played the dad in Hercules. Hey, you know how much it helped me in my professional career? When I left, people thought Brown Trinity was a candy bar. I've always been my own man. I had to make my own way. Yeah, you know, I learned some stuff in grad school. I learned to be tough. And after 3 years of being tough, I thought, fuck this. I watched all my friends to shit and moved to New York. And my girlfriend, who I loved, said, you gotta come to New York. It's where the business is. It's where I'll be. Come be with me in New York. But I've always been my own man, and I made my own path. You guys remember what it was like to be a little person, like 5 or 6? When I was little, I wanted to sing and dance for people. And I would make my family, my friends, my preschool class watch my one-man original adaptation of The Wizard of Oz. And I played all the parts, I knew all the words by heart, and I choreographed some truly exceptional original dances. And even though I had a pronounced speech impediment, a lateral lisp, I felt no shame. What is that, man? What is that need to get in front of people and take up space? Then it all changes, you know, around puberty. Then you can't get in front of people without feeling shame. I don't even know of what, just shame for being yourself. Being an adult is just perennial shame. And then some big chapter of your adult life comes to a close, like grad school. And you feel this pressure to just plan everything out, or at least assess the progress on how far you've gone on the road to what one day might make you happy. That long, critical look in the mirror, the angry, tired 27-year-old burned out that little gift he had to give. With it, any sense of what makes him different from the rest of the mouth breathers. Nothing really matters. We all end up in the same place anyway. Right before I started grad school, a friend of mine killed himself. Old family friend. His name was Eldon. And Eldon had overcome a terrible neurological disorder as a kid. He had a brain cyst. And his parents were deeply religious. They were Mormons. They prayed over him night and day. And when he survived, they called him their miracle child. And I visited him in the hospital. I have to admit, he was pretty miraculous. Because how many people get a second shot at life? But Eldon didn't see it that way. I missed his funeral to start classes. Then I blinked, and school was over, and I moved to LA. That's my story. Ta-da. LA was not a glamorous time. I was a starving artist who abandoned his art with a lot of student debt. So I worked a bunch of odd jobs. I was a waiter. I worked at a guitar center. I was a security guard at a putt-putt golf course. I was just floating aimlessly. I was profoundly depressed. So I decided I was not going to be sad anymore. And I went to go write sketch comedy at the Graduates. And it was great. You know, it was like those old McNeely family car rides. I was musical, and I thought, this is who I am. I'm a McNeely man. When the times get tough, I tell jokes. And then one night after a show, a quiet little Canadian guy came up to me and he said, do you know who I am? And I said, I have no fucking idea. He said, I'm Lorne Michaels, and I'd like to have you come audition to be a writer on Saturday Night Live. And that's how I ended up in New York. A lot of people like Saturday Night Live. You know, they put up a live comedy show every week, and some weeks it's funny. But let me tell you, it's fucking terrible. You work all day, every day, with the same small group of people. And everybody's snooping in each other's business and fucking each other, just like grad school. I would write the funniest material and hand it over to these teenagers to butcher. And they'd say, well, Ian, you're a perfectionist. And I'd say, no, I just want my shit to be good. So one day, I waited until I had the best sketch I'd ever written. The fabulously gay hobbit, Bobo teabagging. I went into Lauren's office. I said, Lauren, either you let me perform my own shit or I walk. Yeah, I was a cast member. And I was a hit. And we had a big cast party to celebrate. And my mom called, but I screamed it because I was on a big high, metaphorically and literally. But she kept calling, and she didn't stop because my dad had a heart attack. And even though I had performed before, it was before the West Coast broadcast, so he never got to see me get my big break. But he would have if they put me on the show just a week earlier. That's fucking life, huh? And no one told you life was gonna be this way. What is life? You can't even talk about life without talking about love. Because in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. I don't usually talk about my personal life. I leave that to the tabloids. But I can tell you a story. A story of what it's like to fall in true love at first sight. 10 years ago, that was 2015. No, 25. Math was never my thing, that's why I became an actor. I was filming a court-ordered public service announcement about the danger of drugs. And understandably, I needed to be a little high to stomach the hypocrisy. So, it's me, very enthusiastically reaching for a maple bar at the craft service table when I experienced love at first sight. That was the day I met Sasha Obama. It was explosive. My whole life was flipped, turned upside down. We were young and impulsive, and that's how we ended up eloping in Vegas. We just impulsed that shit. Let me tell you, I tried it with Barack Hussein, but he always had it out for Well, it's because one Thanksgiving, I had a little too much to drink. And I made one joke about his birth certificate, and then boom, there goes my invitation to Christmas. But I am a family man. I believe in family, you know, and I'm trying to be a good dad. But I'm an awesome dad. I mean, how many 9-year-old girls have their own pygmy pony? Barack Hussein Obama probably melted them down to glue for their compound in Chicago, where my whole family will be spending Christmas this year, and I am officially not invited. I should have fucked the Bush twins. But that's love. You don't pick it, man. You just connect with somebody for a moment, and it never lasts, because it's like dipping your hand in a flowing and permanent river. Clearly, people were not meant to be monogamous. Or at least people in show business weren't. But you have this moment of connection, this taste of happiness, and you keep trying to chase that high, but it's never quite as good. It's eternally diminishing returns. And then one day you look back on all the people you've known, not just the lovers, but family and friends, and you know that something better is gonna come, because it would make sense of all the damage and all the loose ends. Because I am a rich and successful actor leading a fulfilling life, and I will apologize to no one for the choices I have made. And you can't please everyone. Republicans love me. That's how I got hooked up with Grant. I was fundraiser President Palin was throwing. It was before she was elected, so I just called her Sarah. Clint Eastwood hovered over to me in his Professor X chair. I'm working on a biopic about Ulysses S. Grant. Would you read the script? And then in rolls that wave of shame. You know, I'm not good enough. I've got a funny voice and a beer belly. I can't play a president. But I read the script. And I thought, I get this guy. He's like me. He's funny and he's sensitive. And when he was 27, he thought his dreams were over too. And I think I just felt permission to be myself honestly. And I think ultimately, that's why people connected with my performance. Do you know what it's like to give the performance of a lifetime? Good, it's very good. And the Oscar buzz was in the air. You're going to win an Oscar. I know it sounds corny, but I thought it was my destiny to blossom into the mature actor I'd always known I could be, but nobody saw me that way. Nobody saw me as a Hamlet. They saw me as a gravedigger or somebody's dad. And here I was, about to win the respect of my critics and peers and the Academy. And I admit I'd been drinking, you know, that's only natural. I was very nervous, but it felt incredible to walk down the long red carpet, to hear the applause, to win an Oscar. You can see in the televised broadcast the look of fear and surprise in Peter Dinklage's eyes as we both reached for the statue. It all happened so fast. I don't really remember. I remember walking back down the long red carpet to the sound of laughter. And my date was so embarrassed she wouldn't even look at me. All I could think was, fuck you! You're some random 19-year-old and you're here with Ian McNeely, and you feel sorry for me. You feel sorry for Ian fucking McNeely. So I went to the lobby to cool off and have a drink. I must have kept walking and kept drinking. I didn't know I went to my car, because I remember very clearly waking up by the ocean, holding my leg. My severed leg in my arms. This is it. This is how I die. Alone on the Pacific Coast Highway. With nobody important in my life. I'm sorry, I don't feel well. When a man empty cattle. Just because I was human, I could be kind of human if I only had a heart. I'd be tender, I'd be gentle, and awful sentimental regarding love and heart. I'd be friends with the sparrows and the boy who shoots the arrows if I only had a heart. Picture me a balcony, above a voice sings low, wherefore I found Romeo. I hear a beat, so sweet. Jealousy, emotion, really play the part. I would stay young and chipper. Good faith. This same young sober-blooded boy doth not love me, nor no man can make him laugh. Well, that's no marvel. He drinks no wine. There's never none of them demure boys comes to any proof, for thin-lipped potations doth so overcool their blood, making many fish meals that they fall into a kind of male green sickness, and when they marry, they get wenches. They are generally fools and cowards, which some of us should be too. But for inflammation. A good sheriff's sack hath a twofold operation. It ascends me to the brain, and dries me there all the rough and foolish curdy vapors which environ me about, and makes it fortative, quick, apprehensive, full of nimble, fiery, and delectable shapes, which delivered over to the tongue, the voice, which is the birth, makes excellent wit. The second property of your good sheriffs is the warming of the blood, which before, cold and settled, left the liver white and pale, which is the badge of pusillanimity and cowardice. But the sheriffs warms it, drives it from the inward to the parts extreme. It illumineth the face, which is a beacon, gives warning to all the rest of this little kingdom, man, to arm. And then the vital commoners and inland petty spirits muster me all to their captain, the heart, who great and puffed up with this retinue doth any deed of courage. And this comes from sheriffs. So that skill in the weapon is nothing without sack, and learning a mere hoard of gold kept by a devil till sack commences it and sets it in use. Hereof comes it, that Prince Harry is valiant. For the cold blood which he did naturally inherit of his father, he hath, like a lean, sterile, barren land, tilled, manured, and husbanded with good store drinking of good and fertile sheriffs, that he has grown very hot and valiant. If I had 1,000 sons, the first humane principle I would teach them should be to forswear thin potations and addict themselves to sack. As always, on Behind the Actors Studio, we like to end each interview with a questionnaire of Bernard Gold. Ian, what is your favorite word? Love. What is your least favorite word? Fear. What turns you on? Possibility. What turns you off? That sad Sarah McLachlan commercial with the caged up animals. What sound annoys you? If you could attempt another profession other than yourself, what would it be? Samurai. If you could attempt another profession besides yours, what would it definitely not be? Politician, because they're all jerks. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say at the pearly gates? I love you, Ian. I'm so glad you're here with me. I know deep down you're a good person. If you could go back in time, what would you do differently? If you could go back in time, what would you do differently? I would try to make adult Ian more like the little boy that wanted to sing and dance. My whole life, I've had this terrible critic on my shoulder, reminding me of my many, many imperfections. But the critic didn't help. He just made me angry with everybody, especially myself, because I was working to overcome those imperfections. So now I have a whole lifetime of experience, and I can see that all the things I got so angry about didn't really matter. And if I could go back in time, I would just try to do my best to practice patience and kindness and love. And no matter how shitty I felt about myself as an actor or a musician, as a lover or a friend, I would just try to do my best and be satisfied with myself. But it doesn't matter, because people can't go back in time. Well, technically speaking, yes, people can. I've been working on a device, a touch. I call it the company switch. It has over 99 amps of power. It's in fact quite capable of sending you back to any time you choose. For example, 23 years ago, right before you started grad school. You could be in your old body, ready to take a mulligan on your whole life, as if it never happened. But you wouldn't really want to do that, would you? You're a rich and successful actor. You're the voice of a generation. You're a modern-day Will Smith. To be a successful douchebag? No. I want to go back in time. But not to the beginning of grad school. You couldn't pay me to do that shit again. I'm setting the controls for May 18th. The Renault Center. My third-year recital. Whose name I never learned. I have no idea how lucky they are to be young and healthy in the prime of their lives. Billy still has his hair. I don't see any sort of receptacle for fuel. Does it run on plutonium, garbage, lightning? Applause. Recitals. Third-year recitals are an opportunity for students to demonstrate the masterful skills they've learned over 3 years. You're rambling, Ryan. Stephen! My personal protege and Padawan learner, Ian McNeely. Somebody pinch me, please don't forget me when the new crop pops up and we're gone. 1 minute you're in it, in the heat and the thick of it, hurting and hoping, just moping. along into uncharted madness. We chose this, we planned it. Sorry, I'm leaving. I've had a good time. There's a new wind a-blowing. Don't know where we're going, but we're going together. You're never alone. So look to your brother, try to help one another.